Hey, what's going on out there? I'd like to welcome every single one of you to Water Your Soil. So, if you're new here, I have two rules over at this channel. The first rule is to always use your own discretion when it comes to credit cards and your credit report. Also, rule number two is to always verify whatever you learn on this channel, any other channel, or anywhere. That should be one of the rules of life, to always verify whatever it is that you learn. So this video right here, this is going to be a fun video, and it's concerning the Amex Gold Card in regards to 2024. Now, I know some of you may be wondering, like, hey, why are you doing a video for 2024? Well, 2024 is only a couple of weeks away. I know the year went by quick. 2023 pretty much zoomed by, but now we're heading into 2024, and it's always good to get a head start towards goals and things on the upcoming year. So we're going to talk about the American Express Gold Card and how you all out there who desire to have it and want it can get it in 2024. Now, I'm going to break this up in two different parts, all right? So you want to stay around for the whole thing. But first, I want to talk to you all about, these credit cards, because I don't think a lot of you out there understand credit cards and really the basis of getting approved for a credit card. It all comes down to trust. That's what it comes down to. How well do these banks and credit card companies trust you? Do they trust you? That's what it basically come down to. We could go on here and say, hey, you need to make this amount of income. Your credit score needs to be this. Your credit report needs to show this. And all of those things can be true. But basically, when broken down and put in layman's terms, what it comes down to is how well do they trust you? Now, of course, you have certain situations like Chase 524 and things like that. But when you really look at things like the 524, that comes down to trust too, because if you're applying for a lot of credit cards within the last 24 months, their trust for you is going to be a little off, because they're going to figure, hey, how can they maintain and manage this amount of credit cards and make sure that they pay us back whatever they spend with us if they have all these credit cards and they're basically looking like they're hungry to take on more debt. So they look at it from that standpoint. But when it comes to these credit cards, what you need to do is make sure that you are in the best position to get approved. And starting off with the American Express Gold Card and how you could get approved for it in 2024. I'm going to break it down in two sections like I stated. The first way is if you already have an American Express card currently, or maybe you don't have a card with them. Maybe you have a high yield savings or you have a checking account. Whatever it may be, your foot is already pretty much in the door, depending on how long you've been an American Express customer, because what it comes down to with American Express is how well do they trust you, as I stated previously in the video. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. I applied for my first American Express card back in 2017. It was the American Express Everyday card, and I was approved for it. That card opened up so many doors for me in regards to American Express. Not only did I get approved for other personal cards, I also got approved for business ones as well. So it opens up doors once you start to build that rapport and that trust. So if you currently have an American Express account, whether it's one of their no annual fee cards or just an account in general with them, you more than likely have already built up some type of a rapport with them. Depending on how well you've been managing that account or accounts and paying them back whatever you owe, that depends on how good your rapport with them is. Remember, this thing is about relationship with these banks. So if you've been paying on time with the card that you do have, or whatever account that you have with them, if you've been paying on time and making your payments, you more than likely have a good rapport with them. One way that you can tell where you stand with American Express, especially if you're already a customer with them, is look for certain things. Look at them sending you promo for other credit cards. If they've been sending you promo for other credit cards, that should let you know right there that they consider you a viable candidate. Now, that doesn't mean that you'll automatically be approved for the card, but it does mean that they consider you potentially a candidate for that card. So one of the things that used to happen to me back when I just had the everyday card is Amex, I would say around 6 months or so, they begin to send me emails and brochures in the mail in regards to the Amex Platinum and the Amex Gold. Now, mind you, I always wanted the Amex Platinum card. So when I saw that coming through in the mail, I was like, wow. And I was excited. But one thing that I want you all to know is that's just part of it. You can't forget you have a credit report. So you got to make sure that you are managing the accounts that are on your credit report correctly. Correctly meaning make sure you're paying on time. Make sure you're not late. Make sure you're watching your utilization. Make sure you're cutting down on the debt that you owe. You want to be mindful of these things. Another thing you want to be mindful of, if you already have an American Express account, is look back at your time with them and see how have you been paying. Have you been on time? Have you ever been late? Look at that. That will let you know whether or not you should go and take that next step. But those brochures and offers that they send out, whether through email or postal mail, are actually a good indicator that they really want you to apply for the card. So that's that part. The second part that I want to talk about is for those of you who are not currently American Express customers. And let's say you just started off with credit cards. Maybe you're considering signing up for a secured credit card, or maybe you already have a secured credit card that you're waiting to graduate. Or maybe your secured card already graduated. What can you do? So one of the main things that you want to do is that whenever you do have a credit card, whether it's a secured credit card or it's what's considered a starter card with another bank, you want to make sure that you're paying on time. You want to make sure that you're never late. You also want to make sure that you pay attention to what else is on your credit report, whether that be your student loans, your auto loans, your home loan, whatever it may be. Make sure you are making those payments and you're not missing payments and you're not being late. This will help your chances when it comes to getting opened up to Amex's network. So you want to make sure you're doing that. And if you don't have any card at all, you may want to consider getting one. Now, it's strictly up to you. As I stated, I'm not a financial advisor. It's strictly your call. As I stated in the beginning of the video, use your own discretion. But just think about it in terms of JV and varsity. I don't know about how many of you are into sports, but when it comes to JV and varsity, a varsity coach is not going to put you onto a varsity roster unless he know you belong. So more than likely, if you don't have much experience, they'll have you try out for JV and see if you make the JV team. If you make the JV team and you do well, then you'll get brought up to varsity eventually. Well, it's similar to these credit cards. That's how they work. If your credit report isn't really showing much and it's not showing that you have experience with managing a credit card in a healthy and correct way, then they're more than likely going to want you to start off with a secured credit card. That's like JV basically, or I like to refer to it as training wheels on a bike. So you want to start off at least somewhere. You don't want to just go from not having any credit cards to going straight to the Amex Gold or Amex Platinum. That's not usually how it works. Some people, like I said, there are always outliers. Some people may get approved that way, but for the most part, a lot of people are not going to get approved for the Amex Gold or the Amex Platinum that way. So you want to make sure you work your way up. You want to start off with one of those beginner cards, whether it's a secured card or it's a no annual fee card with another bank. Then once you build up your credit report and your score starts to increase, it gets around the upper sixes, then you may consider applying for one of the no annual fee cards with Amex, whether it's the cash magnet or the everyday card. I always tell people to start off with a no annual fee card. That way you could build that rapport with them. Then once you have that card for a good 3 to 6 months, you're paying on time, you're managing the other accounts that you have on your credit report the correct way, that matters, and you're not going around applying for a lot of other credit cards. That also matters. Try to keep your hard inquiries down, at least under 3 per year, while you're attempting to get approved for the gold card. This is my opinion strictly. You could go on the opinion of anyone else. You could go on your own opinion. It's all up to you. But if it was up to me, I would keep my hard inquiries down while trying to get approved for the Amex Gold Card during that tryout period. So that matters as far as not applying for a lot of different accounts or cards. That definitely matters. So you want to make sure you're managing it correctly. You get your foot in the door. And then once you get your foot in the door, you should start receiving those offers within a couple of months, whether it be for the Amex Platinum or the Amex Gold. It more than likely will be the Platinum because Amex wants you to spend more money. The Platinum has a higher annual fee, but you probably will receive offers for the Gold as well. So once you receive those offers, as I stated earlier in this video, that's one of the key indicators that they consider you a viable candidate for the card. But this all comes down to relationships with these banks, and it all comes down to trust. But don't think that your credit report doesn't play a big role in this. Make sure your credit report is on point. Also, income does matter, so make sure you do have a stable income coming in, because I have received some comments from people who don't have any income coming in, but they want the gold card. That really doesn't make much sense to me, so make sure you do have stable income coming in. But I hope this video helps you out. 2024 is a couple of weeks away. I hope that you are able to get approved for the Amex Gold Card in 2024 if that's what you want, whether it's at the beginning of the year, mid-year, or the end of the year. Make it your goal. If you're new here and you're feeling the vibe, this is Water Your Soil. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on all notifications. That way you don't miss a future video, because I post weekly. Also, this goes to every single one of you watching. Be sure to hit the like button. That's your way of letting the algorithm know you like this video, you support this channel. I appreciate every single one of you for watching. I hope you all that want the Amex Gold get approved. This is Water Your Soil, and I'm out. Wait. Before you leave, be sure to check out the description box below. That way you can have all the credit resources from Water Your Soil. Also, be sure to hit the subscribe button, the like button as well, all right? In the description box below, I always tell people, check out the description box below for extra resources from Water Your Soil. Part of the description box also showcases my book that I have. I have a book. It's been out for a while now. It's been out for years. It's titled Strategies to Master Credit. The book is available. It's on Amazon. It's on Barnes & Noble. Most online bookstores have the book. And the book is basically about how FICO credit scoring works. Once you understand how FICO credit scoring works, you're pretty much on your way to helping yourself build, develop, and maintain a good credit score. So check the book out whenever you get a chance.